shooting in Kennewick Wednesday morning brought a SWAT team onto the scene. We'll tell you why the police called for reinforcements. And the Yakima YWCA are facing an increased workload, but the resources aren't keeping up. How they plan to fix the problem.
And temperatures right now are very chilly. We're seeing some of the coldest temperatures of the season so far. Looking ahead to a chilly but dry afternoon. Your first alert weather forecast right now.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Brianna Berman Solo. Riley filling in for Jill this morning. Riley, we are so happy to have you here.
Happy to be here, right bright and early.
Dark and early. It is very early when you have to come in. How was the drive-in this morning?
The drive-in, very quiet.
Good.
Yes.
That's what we like to hear. Quiet is a great word because it has been anything but quiet lately. Let's take a look outside. Right now, temperatures are continuing to track on the cold side, but the good news is, unlike yesterday where we had the snow falling in, we're continuing to see that snow come to an end. So dry conditions right now from the Legends Skycam network camera. It's quiet. There's a lot of activity being shown right now on the radar picture, but very light activity. This is the very first part of the snow scale here. If we were seeing darker blues, it would be more likely that snow was falling. We just looked outside at our Legends Skycam network camera. No snow on the ground in the Tri-Cities. So much of this is probably evaporating before it hits the ground. Again, a widespread look at where we are seeing some flurries, if anything, falling. Otherwise, flurries come to an end during the 8 and 9 o'clock hours this morning. It is colder than yesterday. Bundle up as you head out the door. Wind chills in the teens and single digits to start off the day. Cold and cloudy for the afternoon hours. Coming up, we'll talk about when our temperatures warm up just in time for the weekend. But first, Riley, on this Thursday morning, I'll send it back over to you.
Thanks, Brianna. No one was hurt in an early Wednesday morning shooting that brought several law enforcement agencies, including the SWAT team, to a Kennewick home. Authorities were called to North Underwood Street, right next to the Zintel Creek Golf Clubhouse, just after 6 a.m. Police say someone called to say their friend had a gun and had fired it, but everyone was out of the home safely. Emergency responders from Kennewick, Benton County, Richland, Pasco, Franklin County, and the regional SWAT team also set up on the scene. The roads around the home were blocked for a few hours until the man was arrested.
Yeah, that was because of the fact that we activated the Tri-City Regional SWAT team. So anytime we do a full team activation, we get commanders from each of the representative police agencies, and then the members of the SWAT team themselves also come from those different agencies.
The man was booked on unlawful discharge of a weapon and unlawful possession of a weapon. And an apparent swatting prank led to at least 2 Hermiston, Oregon schools being placed on lockdown. It happened around noon on Tuesday. A shots-fired phone call sent authorities to Hermiston High School and sent the school into lockdown, and also locked down West Park Elementary close by. According to Kennewick police, who responded to their own coordinated active shooter hoax at Southridge High School several months ago, there have been online viral trends like this that have brought students and other people serious consequences.
That happened at numerous locations throughout the country. I wish I knew why people did things they did. Last school year, the trend was that kids were destroying the bathrooms at their public high schools. And why stuff like that goes viral, I just don't understand why people think, hey, this is a good idea, this will be funny.
These were cases of swatting, which is a prank phone call meant to summon a large law enforcement response. In December, schools around Montana and Washington State, including Southridge High School, experienced swatting calls, and several schools received swatting calls Tuesday, according to authorities. So how does law enforcement decide when to bring in reinforcements? Well, the shooting that occurred in Kennewick differs from what happened on Tuesday in Pasco, with similar circumstances that saw much fewer officers responding. In 2 days, in 2 cities, 2 guns were shot, which led to very different police responses. In one case in Pasco, the response was just by Pasco Police and Pasco Medical, as a man was brought to the hospital in serious condition after being shot. In Kennewick's case, Kennewick, Pasco, Richland PD showed up, as well as both county sheriff's offices and the Tri-City Regional SWAT team. So why did one crime scene have a situation with many agencies, many officers, and lots going on, and another that just had one agency on scene? Well, the circumstances play a large role in these responses.
We also activated our Tri-City Regional SWAT team just due to the nature of the fact that he was an armed person. He had already shot a gun off. And we had some safety concerns.
So even though the nature of the call, obviously there's a weapon involved, and an individual sustained an injury. The reason that Pasco decided not to initiate a SWAT call out was because of the cooperation of the individuals involved.
Kennewick police say the man was still armed when police arrived, which set off the need for SWAT, while in Pasco, the person who shot the gun was also the one who called 911 and remained cooperative during the duration of the initial investigation. Coming up later on, more about how police responses vary with each situation. Increasing calls to the domestic violence hotline, the Yakima YWCA says calls have increased 30% since the beginning of the pandemic, but they say the amount of resources to help isn't keeping up with demand. Cap KVU's Emily Goodell tells us what they're doing to bolster the help available.
The YWCA says the biggest thing they need right now is emergency shelter beds, where victims can stay for a couple of days while they figure out where to go next. Their current shelter only has 44 beds available at a time, which Executive Director Sherry Kilty says is nowhere near enough to keep up with the demand.
The YWCA continues to serve over 14,000 people every year, and typically there's at least 400 plus families that are needing emergency shelter, and in the heat of their crisis, we're full.
But now they're working on a $19.3 million project to build a new domestic violence shelter in Yakima, and just recently got their first batch of funding confirmed, $2 million out of a pot of federal money given to the city of Yakima during the pandemic. Coming up, we'll tell you more about the shelter project, what it needs to move forward, and how you can help in the meantime. Reporting, I'm Emily Goodell, Cap KVU Local News.
Thanks, Emily. The Yakima Health District wants to hear from private well owners concerned about high levels of nitrates found in drinking water in the lower Yakima Valley. It's a chemical that can enter groundwater through human and animal waste and fertilizer application by agriculture. Health officials say drinking water with high concentrations of nitrates can cause negative health effects in babies, pregnant women, and the elderly. That's why the health district wants to make sure private well owners in the lower valley know what's going on and see what the health district can learn from them.
So our goal is to complete 500 surveys. And we hope that we're able to compile that data so that we can continue to share that with our partners.
The survey is available online now and the Health District website. That's where you're going to find it, and it takes about 15 minutes to complete. We'll return in just a moment, but first, Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo joins us live now for another quick look at weather.
Well, as you get ready to head out the door this morning, grab the warm jackets, hats, and gloves, but you won't need the umbrella or snow shovels today. Very cold. Prepare for a cold that lasts through the end of the week. We'll look ahead to your weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
And there could be a serious change coming in the workplace after a new study on the effectiveness of the 4-day work week comes out. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
Create a bedroom sanctuary during the President's Sale at More Furniture.
Get this beautiful solid wood 4-piece bedroom with padded headboard for only $19.99.
Maximize your space with this contemporary bedroom with storage bed and 2-color options for only $19.99.
Or choose this classic bedroom with artisan crafted details for only $19.99.
No matter what your style, More Furniture has the right looks at the right price.
Visit morefurniture.com to preview all the President's Day sale specials.
Cut your ties to the fuel pump with an all-electric vehicle from Overturf Kia. You'll find a great selection of new vehicles in stock now. A 2023 all-electric Kia EV6 Wind with all-wheel drive starts at just $54,135. Plus, get interest rates as low as 4.49%. Take delivery today or reserve a car that is on its way. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
To start your 4-cheese mac and cheese, you want to put about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan. And then while that's heating up on a medium to medium high heat, we're going to add heavy cream. And you're just going to coat the bottom of the pan. It's about a cup to a cup and a half that we're using here. And we just want the cream to get heated through and the butter to melt before we add our cheese. We use mozzarella, it gives it that nice stringiness. Parmesan, which gives it a salty and nutty flavor. Cheddar, because cheddar, mac and cheese. And then I use a smoked Gouda, and that gives it its smoky, creamy flavor. You have about a quarter cup of each cheese in here. But you keep it moving because you don't want to burn your cream. Otherwise, you're going to have a sour milk tasting sauce, and that's not good. We're going to add our pasta. We're using macaroni noodles. This is 7 ounces by weight of cooked pasta. And you can see it's getting all incorporated. The cheeses are melting. Now we're going to turn the heat off. It's okay that everything's not completely melted and combined because this is going to go into the oven. Now we're going to put it into the pan. I'm using an oven-safe disposable pan, and it's perfect for takeout. Breadcrumbs. I'm just using a seasoned breadcrumbs. I like to top my mac and cheese with bacon. Now this is going to go into a 450-degree oven for about 6 minutes. And there's your 4-cheese mac and cheese.
Ford Escape. It offers bliss with cross-traffic alert. And it's an IIHS top safety pick. It's built for America. Get 0 for 36 months plus $1,000 low APR cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape only at your local Ford dealer.
I didn't sleep last night.
Live with Kelly and Ryan. Today at 9 on Cap KVU.
Is it time for America to adopt a 4-day work week? The results from a UK pilot program are adding to the growing body of evidence revealing that a shortened work week could be life-changing for employees and beneficial for companies. Chris Wynn explains why researchers are calling their study a success.
There's a revolution happening in the workplace.
Why are we still working 5 days a week? And why aren't we working on our lives?
This week, the nonprofit advocacy group 4-Day Week Global released the results of a 6-month pilot involving around 2,900 workers in the UK, where 61 companies agreed to let their employees work 4 days a week without a reduction in pay.
All around the world, across many industries, we're finding that this model can work.
According to the data, on average, employees reported higher job satisfaction, lower rates of burnout, and less work-related stress. The results also showed most of the companies involved reported no drop in productivity, with 92% keeping the 4-day schedule beyond the trial. Despite this, some human resource experts believe getting more American companies on board could be tough because of competition and the fear of falling behind.
Companies, employees, they want to win. And it is important for them to keep inching their targets higher and higher.
But some psychologists say employee burnout is cause for concern, with more people now prioritizing their mental and physical health, especially post-pandemic.
It's a step in the right direction to find a way to have a more sustainable life and a life that's more worth living.
A potentially game-changing shift in culture and mindset, as some aim to challenge the status quo.
This is about how we as people are looking to work in the future.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
Companies can no longer pay off former employees in exchange for their silence. This week, the National Labor Relations Board put employers on notice that they can no longer silence laid-off employees in 2 very specific ways. Employers can no longer include a broadly written confidentiality clause that requires you to keep mum about the terms of your severance agreement. They can also no longer include a broadly written non-disparagement clause that prohibits you from discussing the terms and conditions of your employment with third parties. The board says that both of these moves violate employees' rights under the National Labor Relations Act. The ruling is a reversal of what Trump-era NLRB members had decided in a prior case that were lawful restrictions on employees as a condition of receiving severance. While the Labor Board's ruling this week could be appealed, the ruling is effective immediately. That means employers must review and, if necessary, revise their severance agreements to ensure they don't include overly broad language that would restrict workers' rights in the 2 ways the board ruling indicates. And the government can't do much about rising mortgage rates, but the Biden administration still wants to make home ownership more affordable. The federal government is trying to do that by lowering mortgage insurance premiums. They currently stand at 0.85%, and the change will lower them to 0.55%. That's expected to save an estimated 850,000 homebuyers about $800 on financing costs this year. It applies primarily to low and middle income buyers because the reduction only impacts loans insured by the Federal Housing Administration. Those loans are typically more expensive than conventional loans. They're used mostly by people who can't afford to put a 10% down payment on a mortgage. Coming up, extreme weather has been tearing its way across the United States, and cities are facing record temperatures both in the highs and the lows. And Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo returns with a look at your first alert forecast.
Click It RV Tri-City Superstore has gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you like, then build it, price it, and click it.
Or come to the Pasco Autoplex.
From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes, the huge indoor-outdoor RV show is here. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee.
Only at Click It RV Tri-Cities or clickitrv.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click It RV.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
Hey Dad, look, this is the magma chamber where all the magma's piled up until...
Us. What happened to us? When did we get so connected to our devices?
She's not answering.
What? And so disconnected from each other.
79 cents.
Something's gone missing. Our relationships, our conversations, our common sense.
LT, we gotta fix this.
But just because something is missing doesn't mean it can't be found again. It's time for a reset, not just with our phones, but with each other.
Sorry.
Join us in taking the phones down for 5 challenge.
So we're using our phones to put down our phones?
Exactly.
So we just put them down.
I guess so. Let's take a break from our devices for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes.
Feels good.
And let's see what we find.
Hey, bud. Wow, that's good.
US Cellular.
Depends on how much pressure there is.
Built for us.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Click It RV Tri-City Superstore has gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you like, then build it, price it, and click it.
Or come to the Pasco Autoplex.
From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes, the huge indoor-outdoor RV show is here. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee.
Only at Click It RV Tri-Cities or clickitrv.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click It RV.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. Now, Cap KVU First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo.
A quiet and cold start this morning. You can see the flag flapping in the wind there from our Legend Skycam network camera. This camera is on top of the Liberty Building downtown, and Eastern Washington, Oregon, all off to a very cold start. Temperatures are well below freezing. Wind chills are in the single digits this morning, and we stay below freezing, below 32 degrees throughout the daytime hours. Now, for perspective, we were in the close to 60 degrees at the beginning of the week. We were in the 50s. Now we're in the teens and 20s throughout the daytime hours. So much colder, you'll feel it, and mostly cloudy skies today with a few sun breaks this afternoon. More sunshine returning by tomorrow. For your Thursday morning, looking at our current temperatures without without factoring in the wind chill. So this is our actual temperature map. If we factored in the winds this morning, the light winds anywhere between about 20 to 25 miles per hour, you would see feels like temperatures that are even colder than this. So it is 8 degrees right now in Cle Elum, 16 degrees in Yakima, 19 degrees. We're off to a very cold start in the Tri-Cities. The snow we saw yesterday morning wrapping up last night, and we'll see a few areas that pick up a couple more spotty snow bands. You're seeing pockets just outside of Ellensburg by 6 o'clock this morning. Yakima Valley will pick up a few snow flurries. Tri-Cities starting off mostly cloudy, mostly dry. And this afternoon, another band increasing over the foothills of the Blues that picked up a few inches yesterday. We're seeing Walla Walla, Pendleton, all looking at snowfall around 1 o'clock today, and an inch or two will accumulate again on top of any icy conditions from yesterday's storms. Tri-Cities, again, staying mostly dry, but you'll notice icy spots out there. Watch for that for the morning and evening drive. And to the west, where Portland got almost a foot of snow, Central Oregon, and again to the west of Oregon, west side, picking up a little bit more snow today. Otherwise, we stay dry across the mid-Columbia for the most part by tomorrow morning. 23 degrees, your forecast high in Yakima today. 21 degrees, your forecast high in Moses Lake. A high of 28 in the Tri-Cities. Looking to Walla Walla, 28 degrees. We stay below freezing today. Tomorrow it is bitterly cold, colder than what we've been used to, and colder than what we should be seeing this time of year. Even though it's still winter, we look ahead to spring-like conditions returning Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday of next week. 50s make a big comeback. Cold through the rest of the week in Yakima. Sunshine returns by tomorrow, if not early this afternoon, and mild temperatures return for the finish to the weekend forecast. Riley, I will send it back over to you.
Thanks, Brianna. Now to the massive winter storm that's now turned deadly. A large swath of the country is facing extreme weather right now. Roads and airports at a standstill with feet of snow expected in some areas. Overnight, more than 600,000 power outages were reported in Michigan alone due to an ice storm, now blamed for the death of a firefighter. And in the south, temperatures topping 90 degrees. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has the latest.
This morning, several airport hubs are reporting more flight cancellations and delays as a massive winter storm creates treacherous travel conditions from coast to coast.
All of a sudden I heard a big boom and a big red fire came up.
Authorities in Arkansas saying 5 people were killed in a small plane crash in Little Rock. The cause under investigation, but wind gusts were reportedly 40 miles per hour at the time. It comes as 135 million Americans in more than 40 states are on alert for high wind, snow, and ice. In Michigan, a volunteer firefighter was killed when a power line fell on him after ice snapped a tree branch. Power outages reported overnight in California, Illinois, and Wisconsin, and many more outages are expected. In Los Angeles County, a rare blizzard warning: up to 7 feet of snow could fall in higher elevations. The storm brought these intense conditions to northern Arizona, and this newly released video from the Wyoming Highway Patrol shows an out-of-control semi nearly slamming into that first responder. Meanwhile, in the southeast, record heat could stick around for days. It could be 40 degrees warmer than usual in some areas. Baltimore could see temperatures in the 80s, potentially breaking a record set in the 1800s.
Look at that. Temperatures looking like May out there. And yes, it is February.
And while areas like McAllen, Texas hit 95 degrees Wednesday, the Dakotas were below zero, a 100-degree temperature difference in the continental U.S. Experts say climate change is most apparent in winter months in both high and low temperature readings.
Areas as far north as New Jersey could see record high temperatures today. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, a 16-year-old girl makes her mark in Maine state wrestling history and does something never seen before. We'll be right back.
You can't come through here. It's our house. Let her through.
What happened? It's too early to say anything.
There was an incident involving one of our own.
Page Dr. DeLuca down to the ER.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Does your property look like this? With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. They have the expert support you can trust. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration. We'll be there when you need us.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks. With the capability of a 2-inch lift, the versatility of the available multi-flex tailgate, and the connection of a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Chevy Silverado, taking adventure to a whole new level.
Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $22.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you. Which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
Granting a wish is a powerful thing. My relationship with Make-A-Wish began 14 years ago. We put on a small car show here at the dealership. We generated $4,600, and 14 years later, we cumulatively now have a total of $1.14 million we've done for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I'm lucky to have a position that affords me the opportunity to work with some fantastic people throughout Eastern Washington. They understand our motivation to support the community, and they truly want to support the community. Granting a wish is a powerful thing. You see the laughter, you see the smile. Being a part of that, you can't walk away from that. You want to help another child, and that's been my motivation for years. When a lot of people come together, to me, that's community, and that's home.
Find your next Chevrolet at McCurley Chevrolet and get 2.99% financing on new 2022 Silverados.
Water damage comes from anywhere. With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. With the best restoration experts for water damage, you can trust us as your premier restoration partner. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration.
Next live, Whitney Cummings.
The wide shoulder look, it's quite slimming.
And coming March 13th, Live returns to the Oscar stage for Live's After Oscar show.
Today at 9 on Cap KView. E.T. followed by Extra tonight at 7 on Cap KView.
Welcome back. Here's a live look right now. A photo just taken from the live camera in Portland, and snow on the ground after receiving snow last night. A few more flurries are possible on the west side this morning. If you do plan to travel by tomorrow, things should be clearing out and warming up just a bit. It's still pretty cold in Seattle Friday. 30s turn to 40s by the weekend. Rain returning to the Emerald City on Sunday. In Portland, sunshine returning early this afternoon after a few more snowflakes this morning. Looking dry but cold to start off the weekend. 40s, rain returning on Sunday, and bitterly cold in Spokane today. Tomorrow, 20s for Friday, and it looks like teens overnight through Saturday morning. Rain and snow chances returning on Sunday. I'll have your local forecast coming up in a few minutes. Riley?
Thanks, Brianna. A high school junior in Maine has made history doing what no other female athlete has done. She won a state wrestling championship. Jim Keithley introduces us to 16-year-old Maddie Ripley.
And here she is on Saturday, all 106 pounds of her, getting down on the wrestling mat. A junior at Oceanside High School in Rockland. Maddie is the only girl on the wrestling team. Maddie has become the first girl in Maine to win an individual state title while wrestling a boy, and she did it all in 1 minute and 44 seconds as she pinned Nick Allen of Wells during Saturday's finals at the Class B Championships. How did she do it?
I put his arm over his head and then put him on his back like a chicken wing. It's like where you have an arm like this, and then I just walked around the head.
How exhilarating that win must have been as she jumped in the arms of her coach to celebrate.
Felt really good. Didn't feel real. I was like just blown away.
Her coach, Jason Yates, just so happens to be her stepdad, too.
Felt amazing, you know, and it's more than just that moment. It's the years of hard work that went into that. It feels special anytime one of your athletes achieves something like that, but when it's your own kid, it feels 100 times better.
That anyone can do it if you put the work in. And I mean, I started young. I didn't miss a practice. You just gotta dedicate yourself.
Cheering her on every step of the way, her twin brother, Gavin, who's also a wrestler, and her training partner. And, oh, Gavin won a state title, too, on Saturday in his weight class.
I think she's a little more competitive than me. I think that's one thing she has over me.
She never likes to lose.
And let's not forget about Mom. She's the one behind the cell phone, capturing the moment on video for the world to see.
Maddie says she wants to keep wrestling and hopes to become a nurse someday. Congratulations, Maddie.
Now at a very cold start to the morning and a few more flurries. Make sure you are bundled up. By 8 a.m. we're only in the teens, single digits for our wind chills, and up close to freezing by this afternoon. We'll see when temperatures warm up in your extended forecast in a little bit.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, deadly shootings in Orlando, Florida that left 3 dead and 2 others in critical condition. And the cleanup efforts continue in East Palestine, Ohio, as former President Trump decides to visit.
In today's Tech Bites, a simpler Uber. The rideshare service is updating its app to personalize the experience. Changes include easier access to saved locations and a streamlined method of ordering rides and deliveries. Also, some iPhone users will be able to track rides on their lock screen. A new Samsung feature can make a copy of its user's voice. The feature uses AI, allowing people to answer a call by typing a text message. Then your voice responds to the call. It can come in handy if you get a call in a place where you can't speak out loud. For now, it's only available in Korean. Finally, Spotify's new AI feature DJ is meant to better personalize the music listening experience. The feature delivers a curated selection of songs. For now, DJ is only available to Spotify's premium subscribers. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Hi, I keep my home fresh with Febreze Fade to 5 plug.
And I use this.
Febreze has a microchip to digitally control how much scent is released so it doesn't fade.
Oh, does mine have a microchip?
Oh, Febreze smells first day fresh for 50 days.
That is a shockingly long time.
Febreze also has a refill reminder light.
It even reminds you to refill it?
So I never miss a day of freshness.
Your home is so fresh.
Upgrade to Febreze plug.
Some people have minor joint pain, plus stomach problems. They may not be able to take just anything for pain. That's why doctors recommend Tylenol. It won't irritate your stomach the way Aleve or even Advil or Motrin can. For trusted relief, trust Tylenol.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brandstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
Deadly shootings in Florida claims the lives of 3 people, one of them a nearby television reporter covering the earlier shooting. And former President Trump is in East Palestine, Ohio, as the cleanup efforts continue.
And we'll have a look at morning road conditions, including this look right now, dry and chilly in the Richland, Kennewick, and Pasco area. Some of us may see flurries today. I'll let you know where. And looking again at very cold conditions right now in your First Alert weather forecast.
From Cap KVU Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Riley Fitzgerald in for Jill Sperling.
I'm Brianna Berman Solo. Riley, we are so happy to have you here. It's your first morning anchoring the morning show. It is a very long show. You're doing fabulous so far, and you're just keeping me awake because you're bringing in your bright energy.
Thank you. I'm just trying my best.
Trying your best. That's all we can do this morning, and that's all we could do yesterday morning as the snow came in. I know it caused a lot of problems for the morning commute. We don't have quite as much snow in the forecast today. Let's take a look at what you can expect as far as those future totals go. We're looking at flurries today, so you will see snow, but not quite as, or definitely not as much as yesterday, and not even quite as much as computer models. We were looking at this system. It has moved and weakened out of the region, so that's good news looking ahead to today. As we're checking right now during the 5 o'clock hour, 5 a.m., looking ahead to 5 p.m., you'll notice that a ½ an inch is the most accumulations we're tracking over the foothills of the Blues and Pendleton. Walla Walla, about a 1/10 of an inch or less. Not enough to measure in the Tri Tri-Cities, Yakima Valley up to a ½ inch of snow this morning before we dry out this afternoon. It is cold and cloudy outside. You need the warm jacket, hats, and gloves. You won't need an umbrella or snow shovel. Again, snow will be light this morning. Teens, though, it is bitterly cold outside. Wind chills making it feel even colder than this. Then by the afternoon, only up in the 20s. So make sure you're bundled up today. We'll look ahead to warmer temperatures for the weekend in just a little bit. Riley?
Thank you, Brianna. Gun violence erupts in Central Florida Wednesday. Police say 5 people were shot, 3 of them died, and others are reportedly in critical condition. Among those who were killed, a child and a television news reporter. John Luring reports.
Authorities in Orange County, Florida, arrested and charged a man in connection with a fatal shooting spree Wednesday.
He is 19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office says at 11:17 a.m. local time, deputies responded to an incident where a woman in her 20s was shot and killed, allegedly by Moses.
Detectives had already done their canvass of the neighborhood and had cleared the scene, and were out actually following leads on this suspect Moses because they quickly developed him as a suspect in this case.
Nearly 5 hours later, authorities say Moses fired at an Orlando news crew reporting on the earlier shooting incident. One of the victims, a television reporter from Spectrum News 13, died.
The suspect is not saying much right now. It is unclear if he knew they were news media or not. We're still trying to work all of that out.
The Orange County Sheriff's Department says Moses then entered another house and shot a woman and her 9-year-old daughter. The daughter died, and the mother is in critical condition as of Wednesday night.
No one in our community, not a mother, not a 9-year-old, and certainly not news professionals, should become the victim of gun violence in our community.
Charter Communications, the parent company of Spectrum News, released a statement saying they are deeply saddened by the loss of our colleague and the other lives senselessly taken. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
So far, there's no word on a possible motive for the shootings. The Sheriff's Department also says the suspect has a, quote, lengthy criminal history. And you're looking at a photo of the Chinese spy balloon as it appeared from the cockpit of a U-2 spy plane. An Air Force pilot snapped the picture as the balloon crossed into the U.S. It was originally spotted on January 28th and shot down a week later off the coast of South Carolina. The State Department said the high-altitude balloon was capable of conducting surveillance. The Defense Department officially released this photo of it. And a massive cleanup effort continues in the wake of the Norfolk Southern derailment in Ohio nearly 3 weeks ago. The Biden administration is promising to make Norfolk Southern fully pay for all of the cleanup. As CNN Miguel Marquez reports, the grueling cleanup is far from finished.
A massive effort underway to clean up creeks and water flowing in and around East Palestine, Ohio.
It is decimating our businesses.
It's dirty, difficult, and slow-going work. For those living here, building trust that the water and air is safe, as slow-going is the cleanup itself.
It took, I think, Norfolk Southern 3 days, 4 days for us to get a partial list. Vinyl chloride, butyl acrylate, and benzene residue, and combustible liquids. What the hell are combustible liquids? You know, it could be anything.
The makings of this disaster appears to have started somewhere between Alliance, Ohio, and the derailment in East Palestine. Surveillance video of the train in Alliance shows no signs of sparks coming from its wheels. There is a detector in Sebring, Ohio, that would indicate overheat, a so-called hot box detector. It's unclear if it detected any overheat, but in Salem, Ohio, just 13 miles further along, surveillance video clearly shows sparks and bright lights coming from under a rail car at about the halfway point of the train. There is another hot box detector just down the track from where the surveillance video was taken, but it's not clear if it detected an overheat either. If it did, both the conductor and dispatcher would have been alerted to a heating issue. The NTSB said shortly before the derailment, a wayside defect detector alerted the crew to a mechanical issue. CNN estimates, based on the timestamps of the surveillance videos and distances between towns the train would have been traveling, an average of 49 miles per hour between Alliance and Salem, Ohio, then slowed to an average of 29 miles per hour between Salem and East Palestine. Still not clear why it slowed. The derailment occurred around 8:55 p.m. shortly after the train passed Market Street in downtown East Palestine. The EPA now ordering Norfolk Southern to pay for and clean up the entire disaster zone.
They have to put together a work plan that's going to be very prescriptive in terms of all of the cleanup, how they will do it, and the radius of that cleanup. They also have to explain to us, how they'll pay for it.
All of this as former President Trump visits East Palestine, an area of Ohio where he still enjoys enormous support.
The NTSB will release its preliminary report on the derailment on Thursday. Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo is here with a look at your forecast.
Looking at the Legend Skycam Network camera, it is cold, cloudy, and dry. Riley, I'll send it over to you.
And a new study shows a possible link between consistent laxative use and an increased risk of dementia. We'll have more when we come back.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0 for 36 plus 3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
What are the biggest operational challenges on your farm? Data management and displays? Navigating the John Deere Operations Center? Equipment setup and in-field adjustments? If you have precision agriculture questions, we have the Precision Ag Answers. Join RDO Equipment Company's team of experts for Precision Ag Answers, a collection of videos covering John Deere precision ag technology. Everything from quick tips to basic how-tos and in-depth tutorials.
Big last day! And you know I'll probably be here next week.
Will you just let us toast you?
Meredith Grey!
Grey's Anatomy. Meredith says farewell to Seattle tonight on ABC.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
Welcome to the Village Bistro. We're happy you're here. I wanted to share with you some of the things we have on our menu. One of my favorite things is our lemon ricotta pancakes, topped with blueberries and powdered sugar and butter, and oh my, they are so delicious. You gotta try our 4-cheese mac and cheese or burgers. Some say they're the best in town. We love to get to know each customer that comes in, and we want you to feel like family when you're with us.
Ford Escape. It offers bliss with cross-traffic alert, and it's an IIHS top safety pick. It's built for America. Get 0 for 36 months plus 1,000 low APR cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape only at your local Ford dealer.
Portion of Cap KV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Good morning and welcome back. Researchers say they found a possible link between the regular laxative use and a person's risk of dementia. Published Wednesday in the journal Neurology, the study included about 10 years of self-reported data from nearly 500,000 adults over the age of 40 in the UK. Dementia was diagnosed in 1.3% of the participants who regularly used laxatives, but only in 0.4% of those who didn't report regular laxative use. The researchers found regular use of laxatives was associated with a higher risk of all-cause dementia, particularly in those who used multiple laxative types or an osmotic laxative. Examples of commonly used osmotic laxatives include milk of magnesia and Miralax. Two experts not involved in the study cautioned that more research is needed and the potential link isn't strong enough to change medical practice. According to newly released data from the CDC, this year's flu season peaked early and hit children especially hard. The agency says reported cases of influenza were highest in late November and early December. Flu-related pediatric deaths more than doubled over the previous year, the highest number since the beginning of the pandemic. It's unclear if those kids had pre-existing conditions, but most weren't vaccinated against the flu. The CDC says the flu vaccine reduced the severity of the illness for up to 44% of adults who got the flu. Its effectiveness was higher among young children. Many adults are not comfortable with artificial intelligence when it comes to healthcare. According to a new survey by the Pew Research Center, it found 60% of Americans wouldn't be comfortable with a healthcare provider relying on AI to diagnose their disease or recommend treatment. About 6 in 10 Americans also said they wouldn't want an AI-driven robot performing parts of their surgeries, and almost 8 in 10 said they wouldn't want AI involved in their mental health care. But they're not totally anti-AI when it comes to healthcare. 65% of survey respondents think using AI to detect skin cancer could improve accuracy of a diagnosis, and some survey respondents said they thought AI could reduce racial bias in healthcare. Coming up, good news in Washington, as it looks like murder hornets are a thing of the past, and we'll return with a look at your first alert forecast. That's coming up next. See you soon.
Weather Alert Day. KapKBU Local News First Alert Weather, helping keep you and your family safe.
I think they like each other.
I'm Charles. Lunch?
Vanessa. I like lunch.
Give in to deliciousness. Buy one craveable classic and get another one for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll get right to the point. It's the extended President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress.
President, what's that mean for the average American?
It means saving $100 off every $1,000 you spend.
And Tempur-Pedic?
With bipartisan support, we've allocated up to $500 savings on select mattress sets and a $300 gift.
And how will the people pay for these so-called savings?
Try 4 years no interest and free shipping. Hurry! The extended President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Watch tonight at 9 on ABC and KapKBU, sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health, providing compassionate, high-quality care for over 75 years.
Next ET, big TV goodbyes and returns.
They're not even showing that final cut to us.
From Grey's Anatomy to Tatiana Ali's Bel Air Homecoming, next ET.
Tonight at 7:30 on KapKBU.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest indoor air quality specialist. With a 12,000 square foot warehouse of filters, you are sure to find what you need for your commercial, industrial, or manufacturing needs.
I recommend working with PFP because they have the product that I need.
PFP's high quality products can assist in eliminating airborne contaminants. PFP can size UV light to your system to disinfect the air to keep it clean and safe.
I recommend PFP because of their service, the quality of their product, and I'll keep coming back.
Call or come in and talk to one of our certified air filtration specialists.
I just got the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra from US Cellular. With the most powerful processor yet, it can game smoother than ever. With nightography, it can take selfies in low light. Click. And with a longer battery life and US Cellular's 5G network, it can stream my favorite shows around the clock.
Amazing. Can it go back in the back?
Yeah, it can go back into the back.
Okay. Did you just kiss the phone?
The new Samsung Galaxy S23. Free for everyone from US Cellular.
I kissed it?
Yes.
A special place with fabulous views, mountain biking, and more.
We're blessed with an embarrassment of riches when it comes to open space and trails.
Antoine Peak on Fly the Northwest.
Stunning.
KapKV Local News at 6, Tuesday.
Next Extra, weeks after he sparked romance rumors with his ex Robin Wright, we've got Sean Penn's new interview. The Oscar winner takes us inside his undercover mission in Ukraine. Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on KapKV.
Would you look at that?
It's beautiful.
Wow.
That's our boy.
So bright.
There's no better morning than a buy one, get one for $1 morning at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Now, KapKV First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo.
All right, a look at the Legend Skycam Network camera. This is from Richland this morning. A little bit of ice sticking around on our local side roads, any untreated roads from yesterday, and anywhere where the precipitation froze overnight, we're going to see that sticking around in the form of ice through at least tomorrow morning. So it is a very cold morning, not only for this time of year, but also for the year in general. This is one of the coldest mornings of 2023 so far. You will feel it as you step outside. Not only are our temperatures below freezing throughout the day, we do have a few more flurries possible this morning, mostly cloudy and breezy this afternoon. It's the wind chill. The winds making it feel colder than it actually is, and our surface temperatures, what it actually is outside, temperature readings are in the single digits. Cle Elum 8 degrees, teens across the rest of the mid-Columbia, 19 degrees right now in the Tri-Cities, but it feels even colder than this with the wind. Yakima 16 degrees right now, feeling like single digits. The flurries, you're maybe wondering, are we going to see more snow today? Well, the Future Tracker gives us a great view of spotty snow activity, if anything at all. By 9 o'clock this morning, we should be dry and clearing skies in Cle Elum, Ellensburg, after a huge snow event there over the eastern slopes of the Cascades over the past 2 days. Now we're seeing calmer weather. We continue to see the clouds part throughout the afternoon hours, and we get a little bit of sunshine in the picture here just around Tri-Cities, Hanford and Prosser. By 1 o'clock today, you'll see some sunshine. Walla Walla, Pendleton at that time will see some snow. So the best chance of snow today, especially through the evening drive, will be right along the foothills of the Blues, and I-84 getting another inch or two depending on the elevation. Higher elevations getting more snow today, closer to 3 inches over the Blues. Pendleton, Walla Walla closer to that 1 inch range, and you'll see drier conditions by tomorrow for everyone. Nice parting overnight of the clouds through early tomorrow morning. Sunshine should return as early as this afternoon, but if those clouds are persistent, we'll see more of that sunshine on the way for tomorrow. 23 degrees, your forecast high temperature in Yakima. Again, we're in the teens, single digits right now, only 28 degrees below freezing this afternoon in the Tri-Cities, and Walla Walla, 28 degrees. Be prepared for the cold. The next several nights, we're getting back down into the teens for early Friday morning, Saturday morning as well. Then spring-like temperatures return to finish the weekend, and we'll see 40s and 50s through the middle of next week in Yakima as well. Riley, I'll send it back over to you.
It's Invasive Species Week, and there's a pest we've been keeping an eye on for the past couple of years, the northern giant hornet. The Washington State Department of Agriculture has some good news to report on these bugs. There were no new hornets or nests found last year. These hornets are a concern to experts because they can take out populations of native honeybees. Over the past couple of years, experts have been working hard to study these hornets, learning what they eat and how they reproduce. Researchers throughout Washington spent some time in Korea and Japan this summer learning how to create better traps and better lures. When we come back, after their father collapsed of a heart attack, 3 brothers came to the rescue. Their quick thinking may be the reason he's alive. We'll have more after the break. Stay with us.
Click-It RV Tri-City Superstore has gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you like, then build it, price it, and click it.
Or come to the Pasco Autoplex.
From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes, the huge indoor-outdoor RV show is here. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee.
Only at Click-It RV Tri-Cities or ClickItRV.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click-It RV.
This morning, get a sneak look at Grey's Anatomy as Meredith says farewell to Seattle on
Good Morning America.
And Tessa Thompson live. Then Colin Farrell and fellow Academy Award nominees on the movie everyone is talking about as GMA counts down to the Oscars.
There is still time for amazing savings at More Furniture. The remaining inventory from our holiday sale is all priced to sell and new stock is arriving daily. It's your opportunity to get the very best in value and style for every room in your home. So go on, create that cozy living room you've been thinking about. Design a sanctuary bedroom or become the host of your dreams with an immaculate dining set. It's all on sale. Visit morefurniture.com to preview all sales specials.
Shark Tank is casting for season 15.
You have something magical happening.
Apply now for your chance to swim with the sharks.
What?
Love this.
I'm gonna make you filthy rich.
Shark Tank, Fridays on ABC.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
During the Les Schwab Founders Celebration Sale, save up to $150 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Click-It RV Tri-City Superstore has gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you like, then build it, price it, and click it.
Or come to the Pasco Autoplex.
From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes, the huge indoor-outdoor RV show is here. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee.
Only at Click-It RV Tri-Cities or ClickItRV.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click-It RV.
I didn't sleep last night.
Live with Kelly and Ryan today at 9 on Cap KVO.
It is time now for your close to home forecast. We're looking at mostly cloudy and cold conditions today. Teens and 20s for our high temperatures in Cle Elum, Ellensburg, and Vantage. The Kittitas Valley off to a cold start. We're in the single digits there today. We're in the teens right now through much of the Yakima Valley, and we only get up into the 20s, well below freezing for our high temperatures today. The clouds will stick around. You may notice a few flurries this morning in the Tri-Cities. Otherwise dry by this afternoon. 20s turn to 30s and then 40s by the weekend. But our high temperatures are on the cold side today. Make sure you bundle up and keep the jackets, the gloves, the hats all day long. We're only up to a high of 28 degrees in Hermiston and light snowfall possible this afternoon in Pendleton with highs in the 20s over the next couple of days. That's your close to home forecast. Riley, I'll send it back over to you.
Thank you, Brianna. 3 brothers in New Jersey came to the rescue of their own father after he'd collapsed from a heart attack. After their quick thinking likely saved his life. Here's ABC's Will Gons.
This is the Hart family, a fitting name not just because James and Yatunde will celebrate 20 years of marriage this spring, but because of the heroics of the couple's 3 sons.
They said I had the widowmaker, that I had a heart attack, and that I had full blockage in that one particular artery.
Daniel, Sam, and Gabriel Hart coming to their dad's rescue.
There are a couple sides.
I was there. I should tell the story.
Dan and Gabriel were on the ride home with their father, who had just coached their basketball game, when he nearly collapsed while driving.
As he's getting in, he trips over and he stumbles and he falls on the walkway, on the concrete.
And so we got him in. I then did chest compressions.
I called the 911 and they said, "What's your emergency?"
Luckily, the older boys knew CPR. Daniel learned in middle school.
Less than 3% of the population actually knows this stuff. So if you're in a restaurant with, let's say, 35 people, you're it. You're the only person that knows what to do.
Our friends at the American Red Cross reminding us.
Compress the chest to a depth of at least 2 inches and a rate of between 100 and 120 compressions per minute, or about 1 every half second.
So if more teenagers took an interest and actually said, you know what, I want to make this more than 3%. I want to be the one in that restaurant that actually knows what to do, because none of the adults or most of the adults don't know what to do. They retain the information so well, even more so than adults sometimes.
Within 4 minutes of Daniel performing hands-only CPR, police were at the doorstep.
So we immediately started CPR. Kyle started the chest compressions. I put the defibrillator on him and then the oxygen.
James Hart has no recollection of any of this, but his sons do. On Wednesday, the boys honored with certificates for their quick action.
The kids were awesome. The kids were fantastic.